Hello, friends and neighbors, and welcome to episode 29 of Ray and Benny Talk Sports. We're here at the underground recording studio in the center of Canada. Don't worry, producer Grimy got the front door. And of course, we have the man who dominates at NHL 94. Benny, what's up, brah?
Champion. I'm the champion, right?
Yeah, man. Philly, what year was that? Who knows?
Yeah, producer Grimy shaking his head, but he knows that he got beat in that final or whatever it was.
You beat me in the final, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
I was in the championship game.
He didn't even make it, so I don't even know what his issue is. So
yeah,
the champ.
Yeah, it's not really anything if you don't make it to the championship game. It's true, though. It's true.
Yeah.
You found some kind of lockdown thing, and then you dominated by getting those one-timers. Once you get those one-timers timed on 94,
yeah,
it's game over. That's what that game was all about.
There were certain guys. Yeah, Lindros was he was pretty dominating with that one-timer in that game.
You know who's a good player to use in that? Jeremy Roenick.
Oh yes, that too.
Chicago. He was just unstoppable, and I actually like using the Whalers. Maybe that's what I use when we play. I think I use the Whalers. Jeff Sanders.
They had some good players for sure.
Pat Verbeek.
Yeah, Ron Francis.
Kevin Dineen.
No, I guess Francis was gone already at that point. Never mind.
Kevin Dineen, though.
Kevin Dineen, yeah.
Anyways, good stuff.
We'll have to do another one soon, so I can beat producer Grimy again.
Why not Madden?
We ever play that? I don't think we ever played that game.
No, I think we're done with that game now. It's too much. It's too long. It's like baseball now. That's our
long.
Baseball of video games.
Yeah.
We'll talk about video games in the future, I'm sure. But we have lots to talk about in the sports world. We have the NHL playoffs going on. The NFL draft just happening. There's some NFL news happening as well. CFL negotiations with the contract for the new CBA kind of stalling. But let's start off with those Winnipeg Jets. Coaching search. What's going on, brother? Where are they?
Yeah.
What is happening?
Nobody knows where they are right now. Probably interviewing Randy Carlyle right now. Maybe Scott Arniel. Alain Vigneault.
Why is that name popping up this week? Oh man,
you had to have known that name was going to pop up at some point because he used to coach the Moose. He has ties.
Of course. Whatever.
The list of guys that have ties to Chipman and True North is just like, wow, it's such a mediocre list. And every time you hear a new name, you're like, oh my God, please, not this guy. Please, not that guy.
Go ahead, sorry.
And then I said, of course, Barry Trotz got fired this week, man.
Yeah.
So that opened that door. A lot of Jets fans went through it.
Oh man, they're like lemmings going off the cliff, following each other to Barry Trotz. It's crazy.
I was part of that. Man,
I couldn't even stand Twitter for a few days. I'm like, what's happening here? Y'all gotta calm down. That's worse than when people were calling for Joe Quenneville. Not a worse idea, but the madness that was happening. Oh my goodness. I do gotta go back to a name that is associated with the Jets who I'd still like to see as a dark horse is Pascal Vincent. And yes, he doesn't have that big NHL experience. He has a little more as an assistant, but I like that he knows the youth of the organization, and he's been to the NHL level, so he can see who really belongs that we can pull up from the Moose. Since a lot of people have been complaining that the youth movement's not there, and I think with Barry Trotz that's not going to happen as quickly as some would like to. So maybe keep Pascal Vincent. I know they won't, but
I think the Trotz doesn't play the youth kind of thing was a little played out. That Islander roster was pretty freaking old. Nashville was a bit of a different story. They had a lot of younger guys that he rolled through. But going back to Pascal Vincent for a second, you know what? It would have been interesting to me to see what he could have done had he still been here. Like if he was still coaching the Moose, I would have liked to see them pull him up once Maurice left and to see what he can do.
Yeah,
I think it's a bit of a gamble right now to see if he can come in and he can fix it. Right?
But maybe it's good. It's a good balance of knowing the system and also being somewhere else and seeing how other head coaches. He's with Tortorella, so he sees what that kind of personality.
No, well, he wasn't with Tortorella.
I thought he was at the end of Tortorella's.
No, he just went there this year, so he's only been there for the season. So
not bad.
Brad Larson, I think, is the coach. Yeah.
So I don't know.
The Jets can't get this hire wrong. They got to get someone that's good enough that can make this team play, that can use some of their youth. I mean, the team is pretty young already, right? I mean,
they're in the middle of the pack in regards to average age of player.
Yeah, I mean, Wheeler and who is it, Dylan or Schmidt are the only or Stastny and Wheeler are the only 30 plus forwards.
Yeah,
right.
I want to see Stastny stay.
And then you got Scheifele and Lowry who are turning 30 next year. Everyone else is under that. And then a lot of guys is still in their mid 20s, right?
Yeah.
Dylan and Schmidt, Dylan is over 30 on D. So, and Schmidt. So those are the only two older guys there. So a lot of guys are younger.
Yeah.
But they have experience now, right? So really, if you're throwing in Perfetti and Sandberg, at least, or Heinola gets in there too, it's not a lot of youth that you have to incorporate into that lineup, right? It's still.
Yeah.
And if, like you said, if you can get Stastny back, that's perfect, man.
They got to get rid of Scheifele, though. They got to get rid of Scheifele, bro.
I'm still on the fence with getting rid of Scheifele, man. If that guy can
the talent is there, man, but that turnaround, not play-wise, that attitude's not going to change. He's going to be a me-first guy, man, and it's getting worse and worse, and it's a cancer to the dressing room. You heard what James Patrick said? I'm not lying. He got it straight from Kevin Hayes, straight from Cody Eakin, that these guys are cancers in the locker room, especially Scheifele, man. Stastny said it in the press conference. Like, we can guess who he said about selfish and playing their own game and not playing a team concept. We know who he's talking about. You think that's not Wheeler? That's not Connor. That's not Ehlers. That's Scheifele, bro. And that's not going to change, man.
Unless you're going to get another guy that's close to Scheifele, that's a big hole to fill afterwards on that second line center, man, or first line center, whichever he's playing.
So are we going to just wait and see if this guy's not like the NHL attitude of Antonio Brown, where it's all about him? It doesn't matter who brings him in?
Look, the guy...
Because I don't want to wait to see that happen.
He put up the points, so he'll always have that trade value. Even if you kept him around next year, he's still going to put up the points. If the attitude can't change with the new coach, then ship him out. But if you can get a great haul for him, sure, again, ship him out. But you need to get something...
Absolutely. I'm not saying trade him for garbage, but I just think that attitude's not going to change.
But if you had Pierre-Luc Dubois signs, he's your first line center. Who's your second after that? Stastny's not there anymore. He's your third. Lowry should always be your fourth line center at this point.
Yeah.
Is Perfetti going to be that guy? But you're going to need someone that can play and bring in those points as well. Right?
Maybe they'll get that in the trade.
Well, that's the thing. You have to find someone, but
absolutely.
Is someone going to trade? We could have had it maybe in Roslovic.
Like, at this point, I do not trust any coach to be able to come in here and straighten up the cancer that all these people are for the past 5 years. This is not a new thing, right? We've always heard about the cancer in the dressing room for a while now. So I have, you can bring in any coach, and if still the cancer's there and not fixed, I don't believe it, man. I just think
I agree with that, but it's just the talent that Scheifele has to toss him. But again, Laine got tossed because he wasn't a team player or whatever the heck it was, and he wanted out. There's a lot of guys that have been asking to get out. Trouba, Roslovic, Kane.
Laine is a bit different because he had an issue with Wheeler, who was apparently bullying and talking behind his back. He probably had an issue
then with Scheifele, though, at the same time.
Exactly. And that's a problem. That Scheifele and Wheeler are scaring away young core talent that Winnipeg fans do like.
But who was the problem on top of that? It was their coach that you couldn't put an end to this. What was Paul Maurice doing at all, man?
These are millionaires. These are grown men, too.
He's still got to have some control of that locker room. At the end of the day, he's the man in charge.
So what are you going to do? Fire both of them?
Fire who?
You're going to fire both players?
Well, no, but Paul Maurice has to rein those guys in.
How do we know that doesn't happen behind the scenes, though? But we don't know he hasn't talked to these players behind the scenes.
Well, obviously, he must have done a terrible job at it.
We don't know that. I'm saying that these guys are adults and making more money than him, and he can talk to them as much as he wants.
He is the coach, and if he can't get through to them, then nobody's helping anybody in that dressing room.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think Scheifele and Wheeler are so far gone as a cancer that it doesn't matter who you bring in. They're going to ruin the team, especially if they have leadership on their chest. That's what I think.
Either way, you're not giving up Scheifele for nothing. You got to get a good return. I'm not saying
give him up for nothing.
I know, but you're not. It's not so simple as just tossing him off and getting a first round pick or a second round pick.
I'm not saying that. They got to get something in return for them.
You might, if you're going to trade Scheifele and not get something decent in return that could fill that second line center spot, you might as well trade a few other guys and start your rebuild already over again.
Well, like you say, his value is very good with that contract. So I think they can get a player of what they need in a trade. I just don't think he's worth having with that attitude, bro.
Yeah, but
I gotta talk to my agent and my family to see what I want to do next. Get out of here, bro. You're in a 2-year contract. Shut up.
Man, it's the day and age of athletes now is that's the way it is, though. I mean,
And do
now
we want that in this team?
no, but I'm saying you asked for a trade. Look at how many trades happened in the NFL because the guy didn't want to be there. Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, like those deals happen, right? In the
Yeah.
NHL, it's a little bit muted because most guys don't come out and
And
say,
it doesn't happen
"Hey,
as much.
trade me as much." You know, you had obviously we had a few here, which is way
Yeah.
too many, but I don't think Scheifele is going to come out and say that. But the attitude now is, hey, if I do, I can get traded, I can get whatever to get out of this place, right?
Yeah, I don't think we want to wait till it gets to the point where he publicly says, I want to trade either. Then he holds all the cards and the Jets are screwed and we don't get full value for the guy. I'm just sick of him, bro. Wheeler, you can take that thing off his chest and drop him down a couple lines. Scheifele, he's going to be in the room. He's a cancer. At least Wheeler admitted he was part of the issue.
Yeah, but then again, he's still captain and nothing's changed since he admitted he was part of the issue. Even that whole line A stuff that went down, Wheeler said, hey, man, I did the, I shouldn't have been like this. I shouldn't have been like that. But nothing's changed in the last 2 years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Roslovic wanted out too. And Roslovic would have been actually maybe a decent third line center at this point too. The guy's putting up points.
Yeah, he's a quality player.
And he's not that far off the amount of points that Dubois has put up either. So he would have filled in that third line center, but he wasn't getting a chance. Now in Columbus, he's gotten it and he's shown what he can do.
Yeah, they got to cut that cancer out. I shouldn't say cancer. That's a too easy way to say it. Sorry about that. We should cut the troublemakers out.
But that's why too they should have cleared out Chevy, start from scratch.
Yeah, but would they have traded? Would they have
everybody
traded?
in, man?
Would they have traded them? You think?
Scheifele?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. If that's their plan, I would have brought in someone new to get rid of Scheifele. Chevy's been here for 11 years, man, and he couldn't. He said the culture is still being built.
No, that's stupid. That's stupid, man.
Like 11 years, bro. You've been here for 11 years, and the culture's still being built.
That's why I got another 3. That's why I got another 3.
Clear it all out, man. It should have been. Should have been.
But you know, there's always that positive side where there is going to be a new culture, which goes back obviously to our coaching wish list. I mentioned I guess Pascal Vincent, but obviously I wouldn't be upset with Barry Trotz, and I hope Lane Lambert's still being considered. I really do.
I wouldn't be surprised if Lane Lambert ends up in New York and the Islanders altogether, right? Maybe that's why Lou got rid of Trotz, because he was scared he was going to lose Lambert, an up-and-comer.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, for me, the top of my list is obviously Barry Trotz, right? And I think he'll come in, play his vets, get his youth in there.
Defense.
The defense. It's the biggest freaking thing, and that's the biggest thing we've been yelling about in the 11 years that the Jets have been here. Is their defense and lack of team defense, right?
Well, we know Charlie Huddy ain't coming back.
Oh, watch he. Well, unless he becomes coach. I mean, right? There's still a possibility, right?
But we were just talking about happy things. Why you gotta go ruin it? We're just talking about happy things, friends and neighbors. Like, come on, let me be happy for a little bit. So there should be some optimism. There's gonna be a changing of the guard, man. And we still have these young guys. So we'll see. We'll have to see.
If not Barry, then maybe Bruce Boudreau if Vancouver doesn't bring him back.
Kirk Muller?
Yeah. He had a little bit. He didn't have much success, though. Was it Montreal? Or where was he?
He was
Carolina?
He played for Montreal for a long time.
Yeah, but Carolina. Where did he coach for a bit? Carolina?
I think Carolina. I think you're right.
Yeah. So
I think give him a shot.
But yeah, something different. Just no Avignon, no Carlisle.
Mike Sullivan wasn't good his couple first years.
Who?
Mike Sullivan. I think he coached Boston. He wasn't very good his first couple years. And
it helps, though, when you got Crosby and Malkin.
He got some cups.
Crosby and Malkin. We'll see.
Now it's the talent. Now it's the talent.
I don't have much
Now it's a talent and doesn't matter who the coach is. Come on now, bro.
You got a good goalie. Hellebuck, you're good. I don't have much faith in Jets hiring someone that everyone is excited about. But
again, bro, I'm just trying to be happy here. Just trying to give producer Grammy some love, man. Just having a good time.
You know what? Then announce Barry Trotz.
You're raining on me.
Barry Trotz just got hired. I hope.
We'll see. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, without having to interrupt my microphone. Let's talk about the NHL playoffs then, brother. And the coin. As a reminder, in the East, the coin agreed with me all the way.
Yeah.
And in the West, what happened?
Went against me every time. But that you know what, though?
Coin is risky.
That coin is 0-1 already, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that coin is taking risks just to see if they can come. Maybe that's what they find. That's what they learned during the NFL playoffs, is they just have to take risks to beat Ray and Benny.
You got to take a chance, man.
Take a chance on. Take a chance. Take a chance. So let's start with the Eastern Division. Toronto, Tampa Bay playing right now. What's the score on that, brother?
I believe it's second intermission, and it's the 2-2 going into that. Oh, no. The Leafs took the lead 3-2 again. Wow, I missed that. What? No, never mind. 2-2.
Man, why you playing like that, bro?
It popped up 3-2, so I wonder if they scored a goal and then it didn't count. But it did say 3-2 on the front page when I went into it. 2-2.
You're messing with me. You're messing with me.
Nobody here wants the Leafs to win, anyways.
What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Now that the Jets were out, of course I want the Leafs to see. Why is that terrible? You like the Flyers? You'd be cheering for them.
Yeah, most people would have cheered with me.
I wouldn't know because
no one wants to cheer for the Leafs.
That's okay. I'll stand on my own island here in Winnipeg. But they could take the series.
They could, and I hope they don't tonight because I want to see a Game 7 meltdown again.
That'd be crazy. That's a problem though. That's a problem because those thoughts will start creeping in, bro.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how new the player is on the roster, those thoughts will start creeping in.
They need to win that series tonight. They do.
Yeah,
obviously they've had issues with Game 7s and all that kind of stuff, right? So they need to win that game tonight.
Yeah, that's the next step.
Yeah, and I think if they do win this series, I think they got a pretty good chance of knocking off Florida the way Florida has played against the Caps.
Ooh.
You know, and I hate to say that too, because I don't want to see them go any further than even the first round. But the way the Panthers have played against the Caps and the way Bobrovsky's played, I could see the Leafs winning that series too.
Like Washington winning games like what? 4-2, 6-1?
Yeah.
Giving the best team the President's Trophy. Oh. That's tough. They regained some composure yesterday. Florida took that game yesterday in OT, but
no, that was the other game.
5-3, sorry. 5-3, sorry.
So that's where the Caps are messing up. They're winning these games and winning them early and then allowing Florida to slowly come back in. Even in that game 4, they had a chance for that empty net and it just missed. And Florida come back and score, right? So Bobrovsky hasn't been great. I mean, most goalies in the playoffs so far, except for maybe Ottinger there in Dallas, have not been great. So
yeah, no doubt that guy, eh?
Yeah.
We'll get to that series in a second.
So we'll see. But yeah, the East, again.
These are good games. These are good series out in the East, man.
We're having a good time. Goals. Yeah. What happened to all that clutching and grabbing in the playoffs?
I don't know. What happened to your boy Shesterkin? This guy Benny texts me, yo, Shesterkin's broken.
He is, man.
4 goals, 7 goals in the games that they've lost. That's not good. And that defense isn't playing good. They have a good defense.
Yeah, they've been giving up a lot of shots. The weird thing is some of the goals he's let in, though, have been terrible.
Yeah.
Like, he has faced a lot of shots for sure, but some of those goals, you're like, oh, my God, I think a 10-year-old could have stopped that kind of thing.
Well, he played crazy. Broken. That first game, 83 shots? Yeah. 79 saves and a loss. That's going to be heartbreaking to stand on your head like that and lose.
Yeah.
So maybe
what was it, game 3 or game 4 where he was just, I guess both of them, he was just getting shellacked. Right?
Yeah.
And it was
and he's been pulled twice. Yeah. That's not good.
And it's like the Penguins of Crosby in his prime, Malkin in their prime, and just tearing stuff up. But
he got
Trouba put an end to that.
He got hit though. Oh, that's a beautiful hit.
You know what? I'd love to see the other angle of it, the other side, to see for sure that elbow does look high from the one angle they show all the time, but from the other side, maybe it's not. He's not getting looked at. It's not getting suspended, not fined or anything like that. So they must have a better angle showing.
Yeah,
but it did not look good originally when they showed it. Especially that it's Crosby. Like Trouba.
I don't hate Crosby. No. I don't want that. I don't want it to come off like that at all. No.
Trouba already elbowed Gensel. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Earlier in that game, so that's why most people would lean towards him also now elbowing Crosby, right? So
yeah.
But that's big. If Crosby's out, that changes that series.
That would be huge.
Quite a bit.
That would be huge.
He's been having a wicked playoff, Crosby. Wow.
And I took New York, of course, in that one. I took New York, Florida, and Tampa Bay. I didn't pick the Leafs. I play with my head, not my heart. Now my heart's gonna be happy. My head's gonna be messed up. And how about the last series, Carolina, Boston, winner at home. They've been going back and forth. What a tilt. And this goalie, what's his name? Salmon?
for
Say Simon.
yeah, Swayman.
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 He's been playing solid. He's been playing
Yeah.
solid. And it's a good physical game, and whoever has a home game wins.
Yeah, and Boston's up 5-1 right now, so it looks like that's going in 7.
Look at that.
I have to go back to the
Ooh.
Leafs one for a second.
What?
They are up 3-2.
Hey!
And they scored 2 goals in the last minute there of the second period.
There we go, buds.
I can't see them blowing this game, man.
You know those Leafs and the Buds. Let's go, Buds. How about what's going on in the West, brother?
Come on, Stamkos.
Come on, don't be like that. Be nice.
Colorado swept Nashville, no problem there.
Oh.
Not really. Yeah, that Connor Ingram kept Nashville in a couple games, but it was never really close.
Sorry, Cohen. That was a ridiculous choice.
Yeah, that was Cale Makar, man. That guy is unreal.
Come on. Why isn't he in the Hart conversation, bro?
Yeah, just
Come
crazy.
on.
I don't even with Saros and that, I don't think this would have been much difference though. But the only problem is now Colorado's got to sit around for a while waiting for a mini St. Louis opponent. So
I think it's one of those benefit of watching the other team beat each other up.
you
they'll
almost
be fine.
hope they go 7 and beat each other up, just like
For sure.
just like the Jets in Nashville did there a few years ago, and Vegas was just waiting there.
Vegas loved it. Reeves loved it, man.
Other than that, so mini St. Louis we got, right? I took St. Louis, Coin took mini. Right now 3-2 Blues. So right now that coin is, looking a little silly again. But we'll see. St. Louis, that one's back and forth too, right? One team's blowing out the other, and then the other one comes back. Cam Talbot taking over from Fleury. That game's tonight too, isn't it?
All in all, these playoffs have been pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Not just in the East. I shouldn't say just in the East. Like all these series have been good hockey other than Colorado.
Yeah, how about them Kings?
What about them Kings?
Oh, Edmonton. They
don't get me wrong. I'm not cheering against Edmonton. If I want to, I'd love to see a Canadian team go all the way. But oh my goodness.
Not only
earlier,
that, Nurse is suspended for tonight for his stupid headbutt. I don't know. What are you thinking, man?
He's not.
Like, you had to have known you were getting at least a game from something like that.
Gosh.
And now you're their best defenseman. You're leaving them in a hole in the biggest game of the season. So we'll see. I don't know what happens if Edmonton loses this series. Is that city going to blow up? Is McDavid just going to, retire from hockey?
No. They'll be upset. And they'll reload, and we'll see. But
how many years in a row can you be upset with that talent you have with McDavid and Draisaitl, man?
Yeah, but it just can't just be two players like that.
No, I know.
It can't be just Crosby and Malkin. You have to have your role players that step up too.
They do, and they don't have that. And
goalie.
He's made some mistakes, but he hasn't been terrible in some of these games. Their D they just didn't fix their D again, man.
Well, that
Duncan Keith wasn't the answer. Cody Ceci wasn't the answer.
Duncan Keith got burnt last game, bro.
Yeah, a minute into overtime. Come on, man.
He looked like he was wearing the rings that just holding him down so heavy in that feet there, man. He got burnt, bro.
Terrible. So we'll see what happens. He could be out tonight.
Go Edmonton. Come on.
Riot in Edmonton tonight, possibly.
You think they'll burn that city down?
No, but they'll be pretty damn pissed.
No, it's not like Montreal, man.
Vancouver.
Oh, that's just nonsense.
Last but not least, we got Dallas, Calgary. We took Calgary. Dallas, Coin took Dallas.
Yeah.
3-2 series lead for Calgary. Calgary's been a pretty dominant team in the series, but that Jake Ottinger.
Talking about that goalie.
Been amazing, man. Yeah. Just stopping everything. Could still possibly steal this series away, but he's kind of come back down to earth a little bit in the last couple games. So, but Calgary's been good. Tate Kachuk's got to get it going.
Keith Tkachuk, he's back.
Keith, jeez.
Brady?
Yeah, no, not Brady either. Oh my God.
Tkachuk number 3.
Yeah.
There it is, friends and neighbors.
He's number 2. Oh my God, brain fart here going on.
Search your Google, friends and neighbors, and Benny. That's okay. I just said let you say Keith Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk. There you go, bro.
Wow. Talk about us getting that age.
Oh my! I already told friends and neighbors I'm bad with names, so that's fine.
We should have just stuck with Keith.
Yeah, Keith Tkachuk, your favorite Jet of all time. So there we are. Again, a reminder, who do you got in the West, bro, for your picks?
We got Dallas, or sorry, Calgary, Edmonton, which is not looking good. We got where are we here? St. Louis, and we got Colorado, which is done.
And in the East, we got T-Bay, Florida, Carolina, and the Rangers. All good series, bro.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good playoff.
Finish it off. Finish it off, Toronto.
No.
Let's stay in Canada and talk about Canadian football. A strike might loom. The rookies are in town starting practice, but the CBA negotiations are still in the air. I don't know why they wait last minute for this, bro. The first proposal was junk. 10 years, no raise in the salary cap, all Canadian, no ratio at all. What a joke. That seems like they're trying to break the union with that one.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what the CFL is doing here, man. You just went through a pandemic. You lost a season. You only played 14 games last year. Let's get some good faith here. And even if you had to sign a year or two contract and then see where the world was at that point, and sign a longer one from there. But to say, hey, take a 10-year contract with no raises or anything like that, who's going to take that? And the bad thing is you got the USFL now starting up. So you got a rival. We know most rivals haven't survived. So it's nothing to worry about yet. And then you got the XFL coming back again next year. So get some labor peace, because now some of these guys may have other options that they can go to instead of coming up here.
I want to know who's leading this voice here in the owners. Like, is it the West Division kind of putting out these ridiculous things, leading the way with the community-owned teams, Edmonton, Saskatchewan, Winnipeg? Because they're the ones financially who are kind of supporting the league or have the most sway. Because we know Toronto doesn't, Vancouver doesn't, Montreal, not really.
Well, the ones I've seen, though, were the two names that popped up was from Hamilton, Scott Mitchell, minority owner, and then the other one was Wade Miller. Yeah. So, part of the discussion. So, again, another ex-player like Randy Ambrosi, you played in the league. You should kind of be able to see things from that side as well as the owner's side.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know who's coming at it. Like you say, if they're just throwing these things out there to try and break the union, then it's stupid. This is the time that the league needs to work together to get back to pre-pandemic days.
Yeah.
And build that league back up, because right now it's not in great shape. They're Toronto's wobbly and Vancouver's wobbly, right? It's just
and we
bring
need
it all
them
together, man.
We need them for a big TV contract. You can't have a TV contract without Toronto and Vancouver. And it's ridiculous. And how is getting rid of the ratio going to make the game better? Hey,
it's not.
How many fools are out there watching the game saying, "Oh, if that was an American rather than Canadian, that would have been better"? Who says that?
The people that don't like the CFL. That's the only.
Yeah,
and they're not going to sit there and watch it or pay money for it or anything like that.
Exactly. They have no actually interest in it.
No, and then you're essentially at this point, if any Canadian player in university or whatever, their chances of making the NFL are already pretty slim. So they got a shot at the CFL if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But now if you take that away, they're like, well, I might as well just stay in school and get my degree instead of trying to make a football career, because I don't know if I'm going to get a job afterwards anyways in football, wasting time, right? So they're going to stop. They're going to have guys dropping, not playing through university, Canadian guys. So it's a Canadian football league, man. It's Canadian in there for a reason. And
another benefit of the ratio, like one of our best guests ever, and the best Canadian in the Bomber history is Chris Walby. He bounced around. In Montreal, he's a special teamer. He played defensive line. He played with a jersey without his name on it. He had a penny one game when he scored his touchdown. It's crazy. And if there was no ratio, he would not have had that chance to become one of the greatest offensive linemen in Canadian Football League history.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's part of the Canadian Football League, man. Having that ratio, having Canadians play.
Yeah.
I kind of understand the injury part of it. If guys were injured in a game and you didn't have enough Canadians to kind of put them in position or whatever, but teams will just take advantage, right?
Yeah.
They'll just say, oh, that guy's hurt when he's really not, just so I can put this American guy in, and it'd be a gong show. So
yeah, you got to draft better then. That means you got to draft better.
Exactly.
There's no coincidence.
The Bombers suffered at that. We know that. The Bombers suffered that for years.
Joe Mack. Did you just say that too?
Yep.
That guy, Joe Mack. So that's the thing. You actually invest time. Why are you laughing?
Oh, yeah, that's good. At the same time. That's good.
That's what happens if you don't draft well. If you think you can bring in these flashy Americans, and no disrespect, we have some great, obviously, Americans on the team throughout James West, James Murphy,
For
throughout
sure.
the years. Now Willie Jefferson, Jackson Jeffcoat. So it's not anti-American,
No,
but
not at all, man.
the story of Canadians being the foundation of this league is true.
Yeah.
You
Wade
draft
Miller
well,
should know that. He never would have got a chance in this league if they
bro.
didn't allow Canadians.
He made a living on special teams.
Yeah.
He's a
5 yard.
linebacker
Yeah.
in university. There's no way. And then he became a fullback.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, bro. Give your
When
head
you
a
needed
shake
that yard, Wade was there.
to block. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. But yeah, let's get these negotiations done. Don't
Yeah.
take this out on the fans. This should have been done a long time ago. Do what's right. Like you said, bargain in good faith. Come
That's
on.
the thing. Training camp's supposed to open in 2 days, right? 95% right now are strike vote kind of thing. So it's not looking good. And that's unfortunate because we're all excited to get this going and go watch training camp, watch some exhibition games, watch the regular season. So hopefully this doesn't last too long here.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Randy,
Let's try something, brother. Let's try something. We've been on the social media lots during this podcast
Too
process.
much.
Yeah, I know. My eyes are burning, bro. They're burning. When I wake up, there's like the Facebook emblem on my eyeballs. But let's talk about what's trending in social media. We're going to have a couple of rumors, thoughts going on. How about the craziness of Leafs Forever, that hashtag? When the Leafs won that last game, brother, oh my gosh, Twitter was going insane. And it's like you said, this is just such a history with the Leafs of losing that the fans go nuts over something that's so close. They can taste it.
Maybe that city will burn down after tonight if they win.
Oh no, they have too much to live for. They'll get over it. That's fine.
They're gonna go crazy though. It's gonna be a wild show though. So
they're like they just go and cry. They don't go burn stuff down. They have too much expensive stuff.
No. I'm saying if they win, actually, the excitement in that city. If
Oh
they win
my
tonight,
gosh! Oh, I thought you meant if they lose.
Yeah, the other way around. People just go home and be sad. But if they win, I think it's gonna get stupid out there.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on some rumors going on right now, Brett?
I'm gonna go back to not back to, but I'm gonna head over to the Niners again and Trey Lance, and he's all over social media and how terrible he is and how terrible he's gonna be. Like, give the guy a chance, man. Like 20, he just turned 22.
What's going on?
He started 2 games last year. Like, let's see what he can do on the field before we trash him before he even steps on the field.
Calm down, people. Do you see how much craziness is going on over Tua underthrowing Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
There was like a 15-minute analyst of this. And like, well, come on. It's practice.
It is practice, but can he throw that far?
I'm sure he can throw far when he has to. Come on
but
now.
Far enough for Tyreek Hill?
Tyreek Hill, he's fine.
But, hey, I mean, if I was that anyways, I just want to get Tyreek the ball in his hands 5 yards from the line of scrimmage and let him do his magic.
Exactly.
For the most part. The
Social
bombs here
media
and there or whatever, but
social media, y'all got to calm down.
Yeah, it'll never calm down, man.
It's getting worse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, my eyes.
Just like social media went crazy when the Barry Trotz got fired, man. The Barry Trotz.
That's what you're calling him now? The Barry. The Barry. He's waiting for the Barry friends and neighbors. My goodness. Let's talk about the playoffs in the NBA. Quick update going on with our nonsensical predictions. Looking okay. Milwaukee had a crazy game last night. Bobby Portis, who's been sitting like the fourth quarter, scored this in the last 11 seconds, and of course a big defensive play to stop Boston. So I'm looking pretty good with Milwaukee just because they're playing like they used to play. Defensive, they're sticking to their game plan, and they go win, man, with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Good job. I'm not even gonna try saying his name because I can't.
I'm not ever going to miss that name ever again.
It's pretty good.
Miss that game again. And then the other one, in the other playoff series, Miami, Philly. I have welcome to Miami in honor of my boy, Will Smith, slapping the out of Philly. I feel bad for Joel Embiid, man. Like, they have nothing behind him, and he has a broken face pretty much. Broken orbital bone.
What do you mean? They got James Harden.
What?
And his beard.
He's trash, bro.
They got the beard.
Yeah, he should shave that beard. It's weighing him down. That shit's weighing him down. Oh, I swear.
Probably should at some point. That thing's crazy.
Look, I shaved. Friends and neighbors.
Should have kept the beard.
That's rude. See, man, this guy's being mean, and he's being when there's hope for the Jets, he rains on it, man. What's up with you, man? Maybe you
Is
should
there
shave
hope for
your
the
beard.
Jets yet?
Maybe you should shave that beard, and all that negativity will come off. Goodness gracious, yeah, it's that negativity in that stripe there. It's like that's your superpower, like
Right
an
here.
X-Men. It's
Right here.
negativity. Yeah. What's going on in the West, brother? In the NBA playoffs?
Yeah, so far both of my nonsensical predictions are up right now. 3-2. Suns are burning those Mavs, and the Warriors are taking down Memphis. But big win by Memphis last night without Ja Morant.
They
They destroyed
whooped
them.
them. They're up by like
So
55 at one point, bro.
yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I figured that series would have been done yesterday. So
That's huge.
can they come back? We'll see. But that was a pretty big loss by Golden State. Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna cheer for Memphis in that one. I'm gonna cheer for not because of
Cheer
your,
against
your
me, eh?
pick. No, I just said not because of your pick. It's because I'm just sick of the Golden State Warriors. Let's
Yeah.
have someone new. And that John Morant's exciting. That guy's gonna be the new face of the NBA.
But he's out. He's out for the playoffs, I think.
Because that guy's pulling on his knee, man.
Yeah.
That was trashy move or no?
Oh, for sure.
Fine or no fine?
It should have been. Should have been
Yeah.
a suspension, even, man.
What a joke. Like, there's a clear... the ball wasn't there. He grabbed at the guy's knee, yanked it. Come on. He knew... That was a dirty play.
Yeah.
Dirty play. Before we leave the NBA, just going into the WNBA, something a little serious. Brittney Griner is still stuck in Russia, bro.
Yeah, that's
For-
crazy.
For some what? Vaped hash?
Yeah, having a cannabis vape cartridge.
Like...
And that was back in February, right?
Yeah, bro.
So she's been incarcerated since February over that. So
Yeah, and you know it's going to be used as like a political tool. But I'm just saying, I'm going to put it out there. I think Tom Brady would be home by now if it was Tom Brady.
probably. I think the US finally escalated a little bit and have classified it as wrongful detainment. So that steps it up. So
Yeah.
hopefully it gets resolved a lot faster and she can go back to the United States instead of being stuck in a Russian jail. But that's a long time for a cannabis vape cartridge.
I'm sure she's not being able to stay in condition and all that stuff.
No,
and,
it's probably terrible wherever she is. So.
and that's not the only, this Russian thing has bled into other sports. Just recently, Chelsea was sold for $3 billion. Like the plan was to sell the team anyways from that Russian oligarch, but they pushed the Premier League, pushed it through to make sure it happened. In the CHL, Russian and Belarusian players are not allowed to be drafted. What are your thoughts on that, man? Fair game? Should the kids not be punished for this? Should sports stay out of it? What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, the Chelsea thing a little bit different. You got a rich owner there, and apparently, I guess he doesn't get any of the money. It'll be going to charity apparently or something. That's what he's saying. So we'll see what happens there. But I don't mind that. But punishing the kids and who have played hockey and have put a lot into that over the years for something that Putin is doing doesn't totally make sense to me. You're punishing a bunch of kids that have no part of it. And I don't know how that is going to stop Putin from doing whatever Putin's doing because he knows some kids are not going to be allowed to play in the CHL.
Yeah, what I think it does, obviously, other than turn to armed conflict, which you don't want to get into, is you're affecting the younger generation. You're affecting Putin's younger generation. Say, hey, dude, what the heck are you doing? You're screwing our future over. I don't agree with it fully because they are young kids. They don't directly have anything to do with it. But at the same time, you do got to put pressure on this guy.
You got it, but I think you got to
can.
find different ways to do it, man.
It's just
Affecting
like-
these kids that are over here anyways.
No, it's players coming up that need to be drafted.
That could be coming over here and changing their life around. Now you're keeping them in Russia. And does that now draw them more to following Putin because they're getting screwed over by Western countries? I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough of this all.
Well, then play in the KHL.
But they want to go to the CHL. That's your path to kind of get into the NHL. So I don't agree with that part of it. I sanction Russia to whatever you can, but not the young kids, man. What are these guys, 15?
Yeah.
So, yeah. That shit's got to end anyways. Like, enough with this crap.
Stupid politics. It's insane. It's insane, brother.
That's politics.
Talking about one dictator, let's move to the next. Mark Davis that's not too harsh. Because he is a bit of a dink. He
Yeah.
just fired his president, this guy's been with the organization for like 16 years as council director and president. He's been fired for being a whistleblower on the toxic work environment with Mark Davis that Mark Davis creates. Thoughts on that, brother?
I don't know what firing him at this point is even going to do. I mean, the news is out there. He's already brought it to the league.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Wouldn't it have been better almost to keep him if you wanted to hide it kind of thing? But it was out there already. The league was already notified. He got fired after the fact.
Yeah.
Terrible for getting fired for that, because every business should be able to move up along that chain and let them know of any issue, even if it's the owner being the problem. There should be some place for someone to go and get help and tell. So firing him, just pretty much another dick move by Mark Davis, and he's had a few of them since taking over that franchise.
Yeah, and this Van Terrell has gotten some legal counsel, so this is probably going to the courts.
Yeah.
So Mark Davis is, I don't know, and I don't trust this NFL's investigating and stuff. They protect their owners too much, where I really believe they're going to do what's good for them.
Yeah. How is Dan Snyder still an owner? You know what's going on with the Stephen Ross investigation?
It's hush now. It's quiet because they want to let it settle down. So the owners are just stayed in place.
Yeah.
Let the players who make they're still millionaires. Don't get me wrong. They make the least amount in that league player owner, and they get to take the brunt of keeping the shield clean.
Yeah, and they do one stupid thing, smoke a joint,
gamble online, not against football, and you're out for the year,
or smoke a joint, man, and you're out for a year. Like, whatever, but these guys can sexually harass, fire guys without cause.
Yeah.
And yet, hey, still be an owner and reap those billions.
And these aren't good owners either. Snyder,
their teams have been terrible.
Ross has losing teams. When's the last time the Raiders actually kept winning playoff games?
Yeah, well, they're highly touted this year, so we'll see what happens there. But they're not. None of these teams have been good. And yeah, you go back even McNair, Houston. That's another one. And look how terrible that franchise is being run. So
unbelievable.
Jimmy Haslam. Good God.
And they won't keep them accountable. Oh, I know. Sorry, brother.
Terrible list. Terrible.
Clown. Mark did. Hey, talking about clowns. You see where I'm going with this one. How about your BFF there, Antonio Clown, going nuts on Colin Kaepernick?
That's your boy.
Who, Kaepernick?
No, Antonio Clown.
I don't think so, man. That guy. What is this guy trying to prove, man? Going on this podcast and saying that, oh, he shouldn't be playing. He got his deal for Nike and the TV show. He should be happy. Get out of here, man. What's wrong with this guy? I know we know what's wrong with this guy, but
the amazing thing, I mean, for one, the guy should not be talking shit about anyone.
No, he's trash. He's trash.
The guy has gotten multiple chances, to keep coming back, and I would not be surprised if he got one more, even if the team was desperate at some point for a receiver.
Yeah.
But Cap did not get that second chance and is looking for it. And whatever he's done in the past, I don't like that Cap took that deal against the NFL. I don't like that. I wish he would have kept going after them.
Yeah.
And not worried about taking that deal. So I'll agree with Antonio a little bit, but Antonio should not be talking about shit. Cap should be getting a second chance. He's better than a lot of these second string quarterbacks, maybe better than even some starters.
For sure. He's better than at least 32 quarterbacks in this league.
Yeah. So, yeah, Antonio is just another brain fart move by him, man. Too many hits to the head. I don't know.
And maybe he took the deal because if it took them to the full extent, maybe for sure thought he would have been blackballed. So who knows?
True, but look what happened. He is blackballed pretty much. He's not getting back in.
And
so
for doing what?
I wish he would have just kept fighting that.
And for doing what, man? Give me a break.
Yeah, for kneeling.
And back about this Antonio Brown, man. Like, I've looked at this guy in interviews from 2014, 2015. He is a totally different character than he is now. He's an absolute caricature. He's trying to be Kanye West. He's trying to put this kind of image on, and he's screwed himself out of a lot of money. Like, he left $30 million in Oakland, man.
Yeah.
To prove what?
Yeah, nothing.
That you could freeze your feet in a machine?
And that's the thing. He could have proved that he was one of the best receivers of all time if he kept going along the path that he was.
Absolutely.
And then he just blew it all up. So,
like, his best years in Pittsburgh were ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Big time, man.
Well, let's talk about some young players. I want to hear your risky prediction about a draft pick in this year's draft, brother?
You know what? I don't know a lot about these draft picks. Whatever. So I had to look deep into this one. I was going along the wide receiver line, and I decided to go with Sky Moore. He was drafted in the second round there by the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And I'm going to predict he's going to end up having the best season out of all those rookie wide receivers drafted in the first round. Round 2, pick 22. I think he was the sixth wide receiver taken even in the second round.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm going to predict he's having a better season than any receiver picked before him.
Okay, I'm going to disagree with you on that with my prediction. I think the offensive rookie of the year is going to be Christian Watson.
Oh, there you go.
In Green Bay. Adams is gone. Vandale Scantling is gone. This guy is 6'4". He'll probably come into camp 215. He ran a 4.3. He can jump and get the ball. He has a huge vertical, like a 3-foot vertical. I think that's that dude, man. He might not be in Green Bay long, and he might not be good for long without Aaron Rodgers, but I think that's that dude, especially with these young receivers being ready. And I know he went to a small school and dominated. He went to the same school as your boy Trey Lance, I think.
Trey Lance.
Yeah. So
that terrible QB.
I'm going to take this guy. Yeah, and he dominated. I'm going to take this guy. Not Trey Lance, whoever isn't there now. Christian Watson is going to be
it's funny. We're both taking, one's got Mahomes, one's got Rodgers. You almost can't go wrong with those two guys, and both have unsettled wide receiver rooms. Even like I know Casey has Schuster. Who else did they sign?
Valdez.
Yeah, that's it.
Valdez
MVS. Yeah. So he could easily come in there and get some good numbers. And same with Watson. I mean, you got Lazard left, Randall Cobb. So yeah, it's open for both of them. We'll see.
All right, we'll see what happens at the end of the year. Let's move on to my favorite segment. Benny's Brickhead of the week. Who you got, brother, this week?
You know what? I was going to give it to Darnell Nurse and his 1-game suspension, but then Greg Norman, came out and had some lovely comments. So Greg Norman gets my Brickhead of the week for talking about the Saudis, the journalist killed, and saying we all make mistakes. And right now Norman is the front man CEO of the Saudi golf organization that's trying to take over the PGA and all that stuff. So the journalist was dismembered. He was murdered. And you're saying the Saudis just made a mistake? Bro, you're my Brickhead of the week.
That's crazy.
These guys.
I'm not even going to address that fool. Let's go on to eat that hot dog. Congrats to Priyanka Dillon for being the first Manitoban female to compete at the World Boxing Championships in Turkey. I can't even imagine going to a boxing ring, bro.
No.
I can't. Oh, my goodness. So much respect to Priyanka. Shout out to friends and neighbors. If anyone knows Priyanka Dillon, she'd love to have her on as a guest.
Yeah, for sure.
Talk about that experience making that national boxing team and going to Turkey and fighting.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right, so that's out there in the universe, friends and neighbors. Priyanka Dillon, we'd love to have you on. Who you got for hot dogs, bro? Oh, I'm going to give her a good arena hot dog. You know, the ones with the bread and tasted good. Old school. It's like Wonder Bread that you folded up and it was like basic, but it's the most delicious thing. So you get an old Winnipeg Arena hot dog. Sorry about that, brother.
Damn, old Winnipeg hot dog.
I got to be specific.
Hot dogs for me go out to Manitobans, Morgan Geeky, Zach Whitecloud, Travis Sanheim, and Chris Drieger for being named to the Canada men's hockey team ahead of the 2022 World Championships here. So big day for those guys. Some young guys there getting a chance to go and play and put that maple leaf on their chest.
Nice. We got a lot of Manitobans in that one.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And then Chris Drieger is right from Winnipeg too. So
Manitoba made hot dogs, bruh.
Yeah, passing them all around.
Is that still good? Sheesh. Holy cow. We'll bring it back.
I think that's
gone. We'll bring it back, bro. Benny, you got anything to say to the people?
Before we go, it's 3-3 Tampa, Toronto. So the last 5 minutes is going to be an interesting one. Other than that, go Tampa and have a good week.
And in the famous words of LeBron James, don't be afraid of failure. That is the way to succeed. Be kind, be safe, help each other out.
Hey, friends and neighbors, don't forget to check us out online on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Ray Benny Sports. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think.